I know I'm hot, so stop telling me to chill. Rolling on the road and I don't need a neat pill. I don't go, I go for the kill. A busy, busy body, I will never be still. Don't wanna be cheap, play I'm not a player, I'm a special. Hey girl, hey, it's Shanae Jaye here, and I am going to tell you about the time I was talking to two guys at one time, and yeah, didn't really work out for me, hence the title. So yeah, this happened to me back in 2013. I was in college at the time, and yeah, so my school had two campuses. They had one in the Bronx and they had one in New Rochelle. So one day I was going to classes like normal, and I was on the Bronx campus, and I had to go to the other campus because I had culinary classes there. So me and my classmate, we're gonna call her Christina. So me and Christina were hanging out in the cafeteria, and we were hanging out there, you know, talking and stuff before class started. And one of the guys I was talking to, we're gonna call him John, okay, because he was a white boy, so that's what we're gonna call him. Anyway, so me, John, and Christina were chilling around in the cafeteria, and it was about time to go to class. So me and Christina went to the front of the building to wait for the shuttle bus to, you know, get on and go to class. And John decided that even though he wasn't in the class and he had nothing to do with going to the other campus, wanted to come all of a sudden with us because, you know, he just wanted to be around his chocolate boo. That's all that was. So me, John, and Christina get on the bus, and you know, we're waiting for the doors to close and everything, everybody else to get on the bus. They have like 10 minutes before they actually leave the campus to go to the other campus. So I was telling her, like, yo, I don't really want him to come to class with us, because I was texting her, of course, because I couldn't like say it to her because me and John were sitting next to each other on the bus. So I was like, yo, like, I don't really want him to come to the class. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm nervous because, you know, the other guy's gonna be there and I don't want them to see each other and stuff like that. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, whatever. You're not in a relationship with either one of them, so it's fine. So I'm just like, okay, like. So we're on the bus, you know, we're going to the other campus, and we get there. And he comes into class with us, and the other guy's there. Now, I didn't explain it before, but John, I did. John is a vanilla. He's a vanilla guy, and the other guy, we're just gonna call him Tyrese, just because he's dark chocolate, and that's the only name I can think of right now. So we're just gonna call him Tyrese. If you guys are watching this, hey. I go into class, you know, I say hi to him and everything, and I introduce John to Tyrese, and it was so freaking awkward. Like, oh my god, just thinking about it, because I was sitting in between both of them. Like, Jesus. John is to my left and like Tyrese is to my right, so I'm just kind of like, so we're sitting in the class, and it's so awkward because like they're both kind of like trying to be like affectionate and like, you know, sit close to me and like talk to me and stuff like that, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, cool, yeah. So it was just awkward. So John, he ended up staying for the class. Tyrese, on the other hand, he left the class, and our friend Amanda, our classmate Amanda, she was saying that she was gonna throw a little party in her dorm room. So we was like, okay, cool, like turn up, hey, turn up, hey. So we, you know, finished the class and everything, and me, Christina, and John went to go buy alcohol. And as we were going, you know, I told Christina, I was like, yo, like, make sure you do not tell Tyrese, because I don't want him to be there. Like, I don't want them to be in the same room again. It was so awkward earlier today for me. Like, make sure you please, like, I'm begging you, please do not tell him. So we get to Amanda's dorm, and you know, she didn't invite a lot of people. She just invited the people that were like in our class at the time. So it was me, Christina, John, and a couple of other classmates or whatever. And you know, of course, we're drinking, and you know, we're playing games, and we're socializing and having fun and stuff like that. And I was so tipsy. I do not remember what I was drinking. It had to be like vodka, because I drink vodka like a lot. So it had to be like vodka and some juice or whatever. I don't know. I really cannot remember what I was drinking. I just remember that I was tipsy as fuck. So, you know, we're turning up, we're having fun and stuff like that. And then I hear a knock at the door. And I'm just like, who else did she invite? Side note, Tyrese had a friend who, in this we're going to call Kevin. They're very close, and Christina, was talking to Kevin, and I was talking to Tyrese. At the time, her and Kevin, Christina and Kevin, were like mad at each other during the school day or whatever. So they weren't really talking to each other. So then Christina decides to pull me aside, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, we talked it out and everything, and I asked him to come tonight, and you know, Tyrese is gonna come. I'm sorry though, blah blah blah. And I was just like, bitch, you fake. I specifically asked you not to tell him about the party because you knew that I was feeling awkward in class, and you know that I'm gonna feel awkward now because they're both here, okay? And I was so pissed. I was like, bitch, you a damn lie. Like, you know you did that shit on purpose to stir up some shit. So they come in, and I'm just like, I was just freaking out. John was sitting over there in the corner somewhere, just like looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, what is she doing? He was feeling awkward, and of course Tyrese was feeling awkward because I was talking to him but not really talking to him, and I really wasn't talking to John, and I was just walking around the party looking like a crazy person. And then eventually I just got overwhelmed, and I just went into the hallway. Amanda, she came out. This is the girl who was throwing the party. Amanda came out, and she was like talking to me and stuff. She's like, oh, what's wrong? I'm like, yo, like, I'm so fucking pissed. Mind you, I was tipsy as fuck. Like, I was borderline drunk. So I was like, no, it's just because, like, I told Christina not to invite him, and I told her specifically during class that, like, not to invite him, and she invited him anyway, and I just can't believe she did that. Like, I just feel so betrayed and shit like that. Like, I just can't believe she did that. And she was just like, oh, you know, it's gonna be fine, like, don't worry about it. Like, are you, you know, are you like with any of them? I was like, no, but still, like, I just felt awkward in class, and you know, I'm talking to both of them, and I just didn't want like anybody to get their feelings hurt and stuff like that. She was like, oh, you know, it's fine, just come back to the party, it's gonna be fine, don't worry about it, you guys can talk about this another time. So I went back to the party, and I didn't act like, I did act weird, but I didn't act weird towards Christina. I was just kind of like pissed off, and I was just like socializing with other people. I just didn't want to be really bothered. So the party resumed, and then we get a freaking knock at the door. It was like, campus security, everybody needs to leave right now. And we were like, oh shit, we literally shut the party down. Like, it was shut down. Everybody grabbed their stuff. Like, we were really gonna get in trouble because at the campus you're not supposed to throw parties and stuff like that, like, of course. And somebody in her freaking building snitched, so you know how that should go. So somebody snitched and we had to rush and grab our stuff because we were gonna get in trouble. So at that point, I just remember, I was so drunk, but I remember my shoes were off. I don't remember why, but I just remember grabbing my shoes and I was like grabbing my bag, and then I just remember running out, and me, Christina, and John, we all went to the shuttle bus so that we can go back to the other campus and then go home. So a few days go by, like 2 or 3 days go by, and I was really like feeling upset about the situation. I didn't tell Christina at the time because I had alcohol in my system and it was just like too much going on. So we didn't talk after that situation. Like, 2 or 3 days had passed and I was just kind of still feeling upset about it, and I was just like, you know what, let me stop being passive aggressive, let me just tell her how I really feel. So I text her and I'm like, you know, hey, whatever. She texted me back, of course. So eventually I'm like, oh, you know, I really didn't appreciate what you did the other night. I think it was really wrong, and I just feel funny now towards you. Like, I just feel like I can't trust you. And she was just like, what are you talking about? Of course she's gonna play dumb because it was a few days ago, but bitch, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So she was like, oh, what are you talking about, whatever. I was like, oh, when I told you not to invite Tyrese to the party and you invited him to the party. Like, I specifically asked you earlier in the day, do not invite him to the party. She was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, it had nothing to do with you, I invited Kevin and Tyrese just so happened to come. But I was like, bitch, you know that him and Kevin are tight and they go everywhere together, they're always together, so what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? So we got into an argument or whatever. We were just going back and forth. It just ended up going nowhere. Like, she was saying that and I was saying I felt betrayed. If you specifically tell somebody not to do something and they do it, what is that? Is that betrayal or not? Like, she didn't apologize for it, so I was just like, all right, well, I guess we not cool no more. Like, we just stopped texting, we just stopped being cool, and that was that. So yeah, that's my story. That's when I learned I am not a player. I am not about that player life. I don't know how these guys attempt to have 2 and 3 girls. I don't know how girls attempt to have 2 and 4 guys. I don't know. I'm just not about that life. That just ain't me. I'm a one guy type of girl. I just want 1D in my life. I hope you guys really enjoyed this story time. I enjoyed telling this crazy story. Let me know in the comments if you think that Christina was in the wrong for inviting Kevin, or if you think that I was overreacting to the situation. I really want to get you guys' feedback because I really thought that that was betrayal. Do you guys think that was betrayal or no? Let me know down below. Please like, comment, of course, and subscribe. Definitely. Like, why would you not want to see this face again? Again. Why would you not want to see this face? Like, bitch, what? Okay, guys, I will talk to you in my next video. Peace out. I was in the parking lane. There were 2 lanes, and then the 3rd lane over was the left turning lane. So I had to get all the way over there, but